Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today is a quick channeled message in the energy of the August full moon, which is happening in Aquarius. And this has to do with this Leo Aquarius polarity. The new moon was in Leo at 4 degrees of Leo. At 2 degrees of Leo. Mercury is stationing at 4 degrees of Leo. We're going to get into it. And we're in the energy of Mercury stationing right now. So I thought I would drop this episode. Last episode, I talked about Mercury retrograde in Leo from a explanation. What is Mercury retrograde? But I did hint there that we are in a throwback to what happened last year. So I had a class called Primal Energy MasterClass. I talked all about the fact that Mars was going retrograde in Cancer once in a lifetime. It hasn't happened since I was born. I'm almost 50 years old. And, I'm going to be 48 next month. I shouldn't age myself that much. And then Mars was going to oppose Pluto 3 times. So I did a double masterclass on Pluto and Mars. Kind of a once in a lifetime class, by the way. And people loved that class. And so what's happening right now, and I alluded to this last time, is that when Mercury stations, it's stationing pretty much where Mars stationed. And when Mercury stations at 4 degrees of Leo, which are in the energy of now, it'll station on August 11th. It'll kind of leave that energy around August 20th. We got some time, about 2 weeks from now. It'll be at 4 degrees of Leo, which is very close to Pluto, which is at 2 degrees and change of Aquarius. So Mercury and Pluto are in opposition. So this is a throwback to when Mars and Pluto were in opposition, when Mars was in retrograde. So the dynamic of Leo and Aquarius. So this could happen anytime, but it's deciding to happen during the Leo moon cycle with the Aquarius full moon in the background. And the axis of Leo Aquarius is tribe versus me, my light versus dimming my light for others. Fitting in versus standing out. Now, if you're a business owner or have a business, this is even more powerful for you. I don't know who the audience for this podcast is going to be. So right now, let's keep it general. But I did an episode, which is on this feed, called Heart versus Hive. I did that 3 years ago. Check that out. I talked a lot about the Leo Aquarius polarity and how that affects content creators and entrepreneurs. And I think that's just gotten worse. But at any rate, if you are in kind of like the muggle world, this is even more true for you because you're probably around people where you don't feel like you can shine bright or you can't be too weird. And so that's the axis we're dealing with right now. And that's what's wanted to be shared. In the midst of all this, on the full moon, we have Lionsgate, which I'm going to drop an episode on my other podcast. It used to be called The Unscripted Path. Now it's called Clear Signal. And that's on all the players. I'll link it in the show notes. And that is for business owners and entrepreneurs and creators. But I do talk about energy on there as well. And so I mentioned Lionsgate. And so Lionsgate has nothing to do with astrology is the nutshell. So it has other things, whatever, vibration, other historical context. There's nothing astrologically relevant about Lionsgate. I'll just say that. However, it is happening in the energy of the full moon. And we also have Yamas, which is a cross-quarter holy day between summer solstice and fall equinox. So kind of a powerful nudge from the universe of change in the air. So powerful, powerful energy that we're in right now. And then in the midst of that, we have this Mercury retrograde stationed. I mean, Mercury's basically stopped at the time of the full moon. And there's a lot of other cool shit happening with like a kite with Mars and a couple other planets and this and that. This particular podcast is going to be less like on that deep astro techno shit, because that's not what I'm planning with this. So I have a vision for this, but I'll share more when it's time. The last thing I'm going to do is share something before Mercury goes direct. And it's a future vision. So this whole podcast wanted to get resurrected during Uranus and Gemini. And I talked about that 2 episodes ago. I talked about how Uranus and Gemini is a preview of the future, but it's like the far future. It's like May and beyond of next year. So that's kind of the timeline I have for the vision I'm thinking of, just as a heads up. And so between now and then, I'll be here, there, everywhere, dropping some nuggets. But this is just kind of like in the back door for people who know about it, kind of a thing. So that's the macro energy right now. And so the question for you is, going back to December of 2024, early December, Mars went retrograde on December 6th. I know because that was a day of the class. And then I believe it's stationed. I don't remember when it's stationed. Was it March? All I know, it was in Cancer for like 9 months. It was insane. I think it left shadow in May. But the time of the opposition was January and April. That is when it opposed Pluto at 3 degrees. And that is the place where Mercury is now opposing Pluto, give and take. Same exact spot, Leo Aquarius. So in the last episode, I talked about where this was happening for me. It's happening in my 9th house of publicity. It's stationing on Venus, which is not only the ruler of my North Node, but it's my only conscious throat gate. And I have a podcast. Hello. So this is like, I mean, I made major changes in my other podcast, which I'm not going to announce too much because I'm waiting for the shadow to settle before I go crazy with that. I made some changes to my brand, then I changed it again. Like, there's just a lot in flux right now. And so it's a lot in flux right now for me because it's in my 9th house of publicity. So look at where this is happening for you. Last time I didn't have the degrees ready. Now I do. It's 4 degrees to 15 degrees. It's a pretty small band. So it's probably in the same house, but that doesn't mean, I mean, actually take back what I just said. That actually makes no sense. So check the houses that this is happening in, or if it's happening in one house, if you use whole sign houses, or if it's just happening in one house, which I don't use whole sign houses. What else? This is a powerful time again because this is building on the last 2 episodes. Uranus is in Gemini on its own. Never going to hag this again because the other planets are retrograde. And then you've got, ruling planet of Gemini, Mercury, going backwards in the same place that Mars opposed Pluto in a once-in-a-lifetime retrograde. There's a lot of dramatic shit right now. A lot of dramatic doors closing, doors opening. Feels really dramatic is the word I keep wanting to use over and over again. And by the way, Leo is the drama queen, right? A lot of celebrities have Leo in their chart. Or a lot of people who have Leo, a lot of Leo placements tend to be dramatic. Not always. Or leaders. But there's that. So that's my quick and dirty. And enjoy this Leo moon cycle. Enjoy this Aquarius full moon. Powerful time with Uranus and Gemini. Uranus being the modern ruler of Aquarius. For us to be really thinking about our future. And really thinking about what is the tribe that's going to get us there. And really thinking about who are the people that are going to get us there. And really thinking about where are holding our light back and not shining our light because we're worried what other people are going to think. That's the energy right now. I'll see you on the next one.